Right, here we are again. This time doing the job like I said in the last video. Got this something like now. Show the little dent we've got in here. What we're going to do is we're going to pull it out. And the method I've not used for a very long time, and it doesn't always work like you hope it would. But I've seen it work very well. And I think in this possible case here, where we've got not only a dent here, we've also got a crease there, following the line of the roof moulding, pressing. I'm going to try and pull this way and this way using a slide hammer at the same time. Might sound complicated, but hopefully you'll see it's not that complicated when you get your what's on. We've got to leave it a little bit low because we've got to lead fill it, because you're not going to get it perfect. The previous guy who repaired this, or let's say repair-ish, just fill it full of lead, body filler, which would have been about half an inch thick at its worst. Well, I think that's a pretty poor do. Always will think that way. It's not the way to go about it. We need to pull it out a little bit and just leave it a little bit low, so then we can fill a lead, you know, maybe 2-3 mil, that's all we need. Hopefully you can get that. I did measure it, we sank in about 7-8 mil. Not easy to measure, but that's about what it is. It doesn't really matter, but give you an idea on how deep it was. Don't know how it happened, you know, it's not, body works okay, straight. It's not accident as road accident, I don't think. I think somebody just dropped something on it, or I don't know, maybe somebody hit it with a hammer on a nasty moment, who knows. But, you know, we're going to have a quick go at it and see where we get. So, let's follow the vid and see how we go. Just see if I'm going to just go in a bit so you can have a look. So yeah, I think you can kind of see where we're at there. What we've done is, say, made a panel, a bit of steel. What we're using this steel for is shaping it roughly to where we go. It's all then tacked all into the roof section bodywork, and we're going to pull out using the strength of the steel, and also hopefully lightly tacked onto the body. I'll just pull it back nicely for me. Like I say, it's a long time since we've done it. Last time it worked really rather well. You can always hope for the best, but it kind of gives you a little bit more control. That's what I think. You know, when you're pulling out, you can hit it a little bit hard and end up coming too far. You don't really want to be knocking it in and pulling it out again. So I kind of think this gives you a bit more of a control over what you're doing. So I don't know. The only thing forward is to just have a go. Right, here we go. Bit of a slide hammer. I've seen a lot better ones than the one I've got, to be honest with you. But you know, like most things, it does work. And how many times you use these things, I'm not so sure you really need a fancy one, to be honest with you. It's like I say, what sounds like it's 2-3 years since I've even pulled this damn thing out. Do I need to make a really nice one? I'm not sure I do. Would I like a nice one? Yes, would I? We've only got one, and this is what we've got at the moment. So we're going to try our best to make as good a job as possibly can using this bit. So here it goes. There's a little nut welded onto the top. Nope. Phone goes off here just when you don't want it to. And it's yet another job off here, back from what would it be? Oh, 35 to 40k a year. Ah. Right, there you go, all screwed in again. I'm going to do a few gentle taps on the way back, just see how it goes. I might actually heat it up as well. Done that in the past, just heat this thicker metal up. It's about 2.5-3 mil steel. Very soft stuff, by the way. I might end up heating it up. If not, I prefer to do it a bit cold. Again, I think gives more control. It can be a bit long drawn out job, or it can come out quite easily. What I'm trying to do is bring a lot of that depth out, so we don't need to put so much material back in to fill a hole, which is it's definitely the right way. Like I say, some people just stick half an inch of filler on it, doesn't do any good to anybody that. But here goes, a few knocks, see how we go to start with. All my damn lead's coming off the roof here. I'm going to use that. Get it out of the way. It's come a bit. Come a bit. Try and pull it up right now. And that bottom tack's just give way. Which is a nuisance, but not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. It's come out quite a bit at the top there. What we're going to do now, we're going to get back there, we're going to give it a tack. Tack back in. A bigger tack on it. Just to try and get this point. This is quite a difficult piece to get out. Purely simply because it's bent in that way, right on the corner of a crease, which means it's stretched. But all I'm trying to do is get it out, get it further out here. Again, you know, not wasting as much material. I'm going to press it back in, get the clamps back, bottom edge I think.
The comedy works best when you not these what they're saying, because the rest of the easy. That's what makes it so funny. If you start making these characters in their kind of late 20s or something, then you might be slightly offended by their ignorance and stupidity. I wonder if they'll still be around though.
There you go, coming back in a bit there. And the welder back on. I'll tell you what, that's just funny. Just pause the video a bit while we're laughing about cleaning up. Right, here we go. More little tacks on that. Put my best helmet on. See if we can see what I'm doing. You want a decent tack on it, but not too much because you've only got to get it off again. Sit it on there. Lead everywhere. Just give it another couple of bashes on there. Nuisance that you're getting. Oh dear. The good news is it's come out the top. I've still got that little sinkhole in there. So what we're going to have to do now is we're going to break those away from there, get these ground off, and I'm going to use the same method. I'm just going to try and get a little tack just above there on this edge to just try and pull that little edge back up again, and then we could do it, might be alright. Easing it off. Well, that's not bad actually. Quite impressed. The top half, got a pole in here, and that's not going to be easy, but I've done harder things in my life. So get rid of these first. There you go, back again. Like I said, all I've done is just clean that bit off. Still using the same bracket. Tacked it just there, 2 places where I want it, the deepest part. I'm going to try and pull that out a little bit. We shall lift it there. You can't get to the back of this, it's all boxed in. Try and lift a little bit there. And then move it down a little bit here. And just do a similar sort of pattern there. Nothing too much because we've got to create this little dip here. It's something you can't see on the video, but you know, take my word for it. While it rolls down that way, dips there, comes out and down again there, exaggerate it a bit, but that's roughly what it is. I'm trying to grate as much of that as I can at this stage. I'm not just having to do it with a leg, you know. Again, use a little bit of upward pressure. That's as much as I'm going to do with that. Come back down there. That's there, it's done. And there's the grinder, get it off again. Should come out. And that's what I'm trying to do. There you go. Pull that out nice. It's just that little dip there. Now if you can just pop that out, poor Grease Monkey is going to be happy bunny and say that's the job done. Or got to the point where we can let it. A little bit of panel work, you know, just trying to make it you know, I don't know, easier for just getting the lead on it I suppose, so we've not got any eye spots, making sure that's in. Trying to follow this line down, which does slowly disappear out towards the end, but very slightly. It's all part of the pressings, what they used to make in the 1960s and 70s. They were never really as they should be, but the technology at the time was what it was. So they just managed. And to some jobs, you know, in some ways that's to their credit really. You know, nowadays everything's sort of handed on a plate for a lot of people. So unless it's all just so, with all the best machinery, the best tooling, can't do that job. Can't do it, no good. Well, you can do it. You've just got to have the confidence to do it to start with. and the willingness to try something, which I believe is probably more important. Now, I mean, without a doubt, you want these tacks to hold, but you don't want them like you're trying to hold a ship on the end of it, you know what I mean? What you're trying to do is just make it so it'll pull this. It is very thin metal, it soon goes, even though it makes a bit of a noise when using the slide arm. You're not actually banging that much out of it, you're just pulling out as you can, you know. One more little tack on the top here, I think we might be in business. All I use the top one for is something to just steady the bracket. A bit of resistance against the pulley, so you know it's pulling in the place where you want it to go. Yeah. A little bit of upward pressure to where when I say upward pressure, I mean I'm basically trying to pull it around a bit, so all the shock load goes on the place where I'm actually trying to pull it. And both sides there, and the soft metal, I think cushions the shock a little bit, so it actually pulls it about the right, I don't know, the right effort, if you like, for want of a better word, just to bring it up a little bit. So another couple of quick bangs here, and I might just be happy for today. I think that's there. These go down off. I do hate doing this when I've got my camera side on my lap, but I can't get the camera further enough away. Be nice to me. I think we might be there. What we don't want to do is put too much pressure on this, because we can actually start pulling out a bit further than we want to. There you go, that's what you're looking for. Take them away, nice and easy. There. Oh, I'm going to get that flapper on there now. That flapper disc in it. And I think job's a good one. It's nice when things go right, isn't it? Let's just get that welder turned off. Down around. What we've got down there with that edge now. That was about a mil and a half. What I'm going to do now, I won't film it. I'll try and do it off camera, else this video will go too long. And like I say, it takes about 12 hours to upload it with the internet speed we've got around here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to tack those holes up my welder, give it a clean up, and then we'll just put the camera back on and kind of just show the finished pull, not the finished job, but the finished pull in here. It is an old way of doing it, you know, different people do it slightly different, but the principle's about the same. You remember when wherever your tack is, that is where you're trying to pull, so that's where the effort's needed. So like I was saying, I'm sometimes tilting the bar up, putting a little bit of pull exactly on the point where it's tacked on, then tapping it. That's where we're doing. That's all you're trying to do. You're trying to tap the load exactly where it's connected to the body itself, because that's the bit you want to pull. Don't try and whack it all over here, because you can pull it there, pull it there. Try and move the effort so it's pulling exactly where you want it to go. And it don't take much pulling. It's only a little very, very thin steel. And do carefully, a bit at a time. Try this, try that. Move it around till it's, you know, till it's making the best job. and then get it to roughly the shape where you want. Now that, there, if you follow that line down, that was sunk down with a big crease there. Now it's all come out, and it's not as easy to see, I don't think, on video as it is for me to see, but it's almost got the line bob on. Should have been done that way in the first place, but you know, not everybody does it, do they? Okay, I'll get back in a sec when we've done all that. Kind of look at the process, how it can kind of form where the indentation was along this particular line here, which wasn't very good. Got a kink in it. Well, the kink's virtually gone. You can see the line, it follows the line down like it should do. Again, it's only to pull the steel back. The rest will be formed in the lead. So I'm just going to try a bit in and out, see what we can get. And you kind of go too far there. That shows the line. It's not so easy. If you follow that line there, it's virtually back to a line, which you will achieve with the lead. I don't want to just faff anymore, really. There's no point really, because you want to bring this line all up. And then we'll probably say goodbye for this vid. Bring them out again so you see it's me on it. Right, well that's it. Well, you know, you get the idea of how it's kind of done. Again, once you've got a dent in like that, certainly when you've got a line across here, it's not the kind of job you're going to get right just by pulling it with a puller. I think even with the modern day ones, you know, all the fancy gear, don't get me wrong, that's sarcastic, it's not meant fancy, it's excellent gear. It's just that, you know, we're hobby lads, we can't go out and buy every single tool to make the job easier, so sometimes we have to make do. Make something up that'll do the job, you know, that kind of thing. That's, you know, how I kind of do it. You can make them, chuck them away, they were, you know, they're not worth anything like. It's, in fact, some ways you can save loads of things like that, and 5 years after you've shifted them around 25 times, you think, well, why didn't you chuck it away in the first place instead of messing now? Well, that's the kind of, you know, we get the idea how it is, and that can be done on anything. Especially when you're working around a crease. What it does is when you've got your tacks next to it, it allows you to pull exactly where you want to pull. And that's the trick. And all the modern day equipment now, those that's there for, they would have a pin here, all the way along that line, and then they would pull on them all. And what it does is very localised pulling. You try and do it as evenly as you can, very localised, and it allows you to pull exactly where you want to go. And that's what you need to do when you've got a sort of ridge line like that, you know. If it's just a simple dent, you can put a general thing in and pop them out. Pop a lot of them out a lot easier than what you think. But when it comes to something like this, there's a little bit more involved. And I tell you, that's one way of getting them out. And you know, I could have got it so there was virtually no gap, but you know, I want to lead fill over that. I want to get the nice form into it, because this is, you know, you look at anybody who looks at a car, the first thing to do is stand down the back and look down all these lines here to see whether the car's straight. Well, these cars weren't straight the day they were built, but like I say over and over again in my videos, you want to do the best you can, you want to make the nice job you can, and if you make a good job it will look right. Thanks for watching if you still are. And you know, if you think there's a comment not putting on there and you know a better way than me, bang that comment on there, let me know what you think. I'm still learning, 40 years in the job, I'm still learning. I hope I never stop learning. So hope to see you in the next vid, and I'll call it today for today and go get myself a cup of tea.